Hey guys, I'm Silly Jr. here, aka Mustached, and welcome back to some more of Doom Eternal. Oh boy. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry about that. I was trying to record before, but it was all laggy and blah. There we go.
Our system is being corrupted.
There we
This
go.
game has come far enough.
I will have her transmission removed in a moment.
Despite the loss of the priests, Earth will fall, and my people will survive. I will answer the humans' prayers.
Oh, it's getting laggy again, what the hell?
This hub was of Maker design. She knows the systems well.
The final priest will be moved to a more discreet location, so our work can continue without further disruption.
The third Hell Priest signal is no longer visible to us. There is a 41.3% increase of demonic activity at the nexus of the initial invasion. That is the largest gore nest on Earth. I will set the portal coordinates for the super gore nest now.
Super Gore Nest. Acquired the ballista. Before that, since I'm here, I unlocked this already, but I have to unlock it again, I guess. I did it this. Boop. And a boop. That unlocks costumes. There we go. Here's my ballista. Alright. Let's get an upgrade. Ooh. So essentially that turns it into a crossbow, and that turns it into a cannon crossbow. I gotta figure out how to change my options here in the thing. So it's not like going all gloopy and whatnot. Oh boy. cancel them up for next time. Alrighty. Since we're in a place of calm, I figure we also read up on the lore, which I did last night, but I got interrupted twice, so I stopped recording. Anyway, nearly 60% of the planet has been consumed by the demons, with the rate of expansion increasing each day. The majority of the world population died in the first month of the Hell invasion, following the catastrophic failure of virtually every man-made system. Military response was immediate, but only marginally effective at providing safe retreat to the civilians, with many fortified locations cut off from the outside communication. Facing overwhelming opposition, these makeshift fortresses have gradually fallen to the growing demon presence one after the other. Large portions of the Earth's surface have become inhabitable, with swarms of demons scouting the globe, and the most regions suffering from an atmosphere that has become infected and poisonous by process of some form of alien terraformation. Although several 100,000 more were safely evacuated out of orbit in the mass exodus following the invasion, the expected odds of survival is considerably unlikely for many of these lifeboats carrying cryogenically frozen passengers. Religious iconography and communes are now commonplace among survivors. With the collective perception of events taking on a biblical nature, many seek authority from a higher power to rationalize the sudden destruction of their world, believing these events represent a form of divine punishment. Following the total collapse of the international civilization, nations and boundaries as we know them have ceased to exist. A handful of remaining bureaucrats, government officials, and military leaders have managed to survive by useful use of protective bunkers kept secret to the greater population, governing under the flag of the Allied Nations. This governing body represents all that remains of the rule of law, forming what would essentially become a single world government. Military bases in communication with the AN have made efforts to regroup and centralize their areas of command, establishing fortified safe havens for survivors, stockpiling food and scavenging for supplies. Only perpetually military use communications remain functional, enabling military entities under command of the Allied Nations to coordinate in humanitarian aid and defense operation. By 2151, the formation of the Ark has taken highest priority and is considered to be, in all practical terms, last hope for humanity. Led by the elusive Hell Priest Diag Ronak, the cultist operate from a remote facility located in the Arctic tundra, and overseer Ronak exerts absolute control over the facility and its legion of possessed acolytes, instrumental in sowing the seeds of the cultist uprising. Ronak worked briefly with Olivia Pierce at the Mars facility before departing to Earth, with orders to prepare the groundwork for the imminent Hell invasion. A recently declassified UAC biography for Ronak indicates that he is a surviving member of the original Order of the Diag, Ancient Clerics. He now serves the forces of Hell and is rumored to have personal knowledge of the Doomslayer, suggesting he shared history between the two. Wielding total power over the cultists under his supervision, he uses his growing influence to advance the consumption and corruption of Earth. Built over the ruins of the ancient Argenta settlement, the cultist facility has been designed as both a Gothic monument to the ancient architecture and a state-of-the-art science facility. Tablets and memory banks found in the settlement indicate that the Order of the Diag discovered Earth millennia ago and found it to be populated with powerful primeval beasts. They named these creatures Agadons due to their similarity to the mythic Cyclopean giant from Agent Diner's past, the Agadian. Oops. the OEC's popular cultist facilities built around the ruins of an ancient Argenta settlement constructed over 60 million years ago. During Argentina's extraterrestrial expansion, frozen carcasses of the Argentine hunters have been located in the galactical... Oh, it's going a little lumpy again. Hold on. Sorry if I keep showing this up, but... where was I? And though their DNA structure reveals them to be indigenous to Earth, there's no fossilized record of these creatures beyond the frozen territories of Argenta sediment. Carbon dating of the remarkably well-preserved beasts suggests that they nearly 80 million years old, predating all known forms of complex-based Earth-based life. Continuing the cyber-demonic experimentation that began on Mars, the cultists study the Agadon's potential for resurrection, and cyber augmentation. A similar program occurred at the location millennia ago, with Diag Priest, often cited as Hell Priest, bred the creatures and genetically modified them to function as Doom Hunters, fearsome mutants designed to battle the Doomslayer and his Knight Sentinels during the unholy crusades on Agent Daenerys. Sentinel records corroborate this, though their military text, with many reports of these creatures among the ranks of the demonic forces assaulting the armies of the North during the Agenta Civil War. Once the OAC cultist movement publicly announced its intentions for Earth, the cyber-demonic program was revealed to be focused on updating the Doom Hunters' schematics, upgrading their combat prowess. A new assembly center was constructed near the cultist facility, and a powerful grav tram allowed UAC workers to safely transport the biological and mechanical components needed for the process. The resurrection of the Argentine hunter requires cutting-edge technology to be used in conjunction with occult rituals conducted by the UAC's necrosurgeons and unholy fusions and of science and sorcery. Translations from the Lagra Sultangia Book of Kings, what treachery comes from the darkest selves, driven by greed and want, for I have been deceived by the Diag. They came north with I, the priest, as allies to our cause against the Khan Maker and her unscrupulous methods. Their silvery tongues wagging. Again, what the... Sorry, I gotta show this again. Ooh. I'm gonna put it all the way down. There you go. Hopefully that'll fix the problem. There you go. Let's see. The Silver Tongue, yep, they lead a plan for us and sowed the seed of desire for hasty triumph. They claimed their knowledge of the Maker's source of power in the demon realm, a vast and foundry of souls where the innocent are put to the fire for the essence. In the foundry's destruction, our victory is assured, they told us, and the fools that we were, that I am, believed their lies. On their word, we went the Doomslayer and the Night Sentinels to destroy the foundry, and the priest cast a gate for their egress. As the last veteran entered the demon's empire, our final hope of reclaiming our dominion, the Diag closed the path and left them stranded. They were trapped, lost in the eternal void by the action of the traitors. How can I not see their intention? Am I blinded by grief for the loss of Taras Nabad? Of my people, we have fled again. We barely a legion of the Night Sentinels left to protect us. The Diag are gone. Return to their mistress. May the Wraths forgive my failure. The Wolf. Agita legend speaks of sentinel beasts, loyal creatures that lived as companions of the hardened warriors, often larger, swifter, and stronger than others of their kind. These animals shared instincts with the masters and aided them in the battle. The Night Sentinels never shared publicly the origin of these creatures, for only these stood worthy of them. King Navik ruled over Sentinel Prime for many years as its warrior patriarch, a banded protector of the sovereign Sentinel worlds. The Sentinel people, defined by a legacy of war, deem only those of warriors' case befits to rule, and in times of battle, it is expected that the king lead from the battlefield rather than from the safety of the throne. As if written in Sentinel law, a king unfit for battle is likewise unfit to rule. For millennia, the Sentinel people have secured their civilization against the threat of invasion from beast and human alike, passing on the mantle of the battle to each subsequent generation and refining the craft of war into an art of ultimate mastery. Even in times of peace, the Night Sentinels remain vigilant, developing new technologies of conquest, each the more capable of securing their dominion across the sovereign worlds. The Betrayer. After years of prolonged war against the demonic threat invading the world, Agent Danur launched an offensive strike across dimensions, sending their greatest warriors into the heart of hell itself. Despite their training and their preparedness, their honor was undone by deceit. Betrayal at the highest levels of command left Agent Danur's bravest warriors cut off and scattered in the hellscape. But of these last remaining Night Sentinels, only one remained in hell by choice, betrayer of the Argenta. It was Commander Valen who relinquished the keys to the Elemental's sea poultry and returned for his son's resurrection. Haunted by the demonic visions, the image of his son's tortured existence plagued him without relent. The whispers of the demons pushing him toward madness. In a moment of weakness, he fell prey to the demon's trickery, sealing the fate of Argent Danurs and dooming the kingdom to which he swore a lifelong oath to protect. Velen chose exile in the hellscape for his sacrilege. The Fortress of Doom is a command station used by the Sentinels for military operations. ESR dating suggests that the structure was built during the reign of the King Dinak, and spectral analysis of the Sentinel energy signature used to power the various systems confirms this theory. While the rock and metal structure of the vessel is undoubtedly Argenta design, the castle subsystems, navigation, gravitational configure, life support, and the mark maker origin, suggesting a design collaboration between the two species. Propulsion is notably absent, as it is not required. The fortress manipulates space through the unknown process involving sentinel energy. However, there is no indication that any of these systems are designed for maker use. The accessways, control panels, and living quarters have all been designed for Agita dimensions, so it can be assumed that the massive structure was made exclusively for Agita warfare, likely as a flag station of the Night Sentinels military forces. We have records of the Night Sentinels visiting many inhabited planets, and their local quadrant, the extent of their empire, is still being researched, and this fortress is likely a remnant of what was a much larger fleet. Oh boy, that's a lot of lore. Atop mighty thralls, the Hell Priests oversaw the invasion of the mortal world. The thrall slave titan of the underworld carried the priest temples into the wake of the battle, providing the priest with vigil of Hell's advance from a strategically previous emplacement. From their temple perch, the priest would emanate a powerful psychonic influence, imposing great coordination among the chaotic forces of Hell, and increasing their battlefield effectiveness. The thrall, possessing superior resilience, proved indestructible by conventional weapons, thwarting all attempts by Arc defense forces. Only by serving the priest's psychokinetic tether, could the Titan be neutralized, an act that could only be accomplished by the infiltration of the temple itself. And I noticed the blur again. It never stops. Powerful practitioners of the arcane magics, the priests have warped their powers to suit their insidious purpose, harnessing the dark forces of hellish psychomancy to prepare Earth for the final blood ritual. By blood were the Hell Priests bound to the dark ritual which now consumed Earth, and so long as even one of them lives, the consumption of Earth would continue, allowing Hell unfettered, ruled of the mortal world. Only by destroying the priest can the blood ritual be stopped and Earth be saved. And this is one by one, or one of them anyway. One of the three Hell Priests, Diagnolox, is charged with ensuring that Hell's invasion of Earth succeeds. He prefers to operate on the planet's surface, working in his unholy barge carried on the back of the demonic Titan. He provides him an elevated mobile position with which he oversees the campaign against humanity. Spiteful and cruel, Nilax frequently captures civilians' lives so that their still living blood can be harvested for his occult rituals. Dark Viceroy to the Chaos Throne, Ronak has long served as one of Hell's emissaries on Earth, laying the foundation for the planet's inevitable invasion. In secrecy, Ronak has prepared the Hellgate, awaiting the omen of the sixth seal, that which signals the age of rapture, which will cleanse Earth as foretold by the Myric prophets. Ronak worked closely with Olivia Pierce during the development of the original Mars project, and since her death has taken total control of the UAC, his promises of wealth, power, and everlasting life has corrupted the organization from within, absolving its employees of their moral conscience and accelerating their sacrifice of Earth in exchange for the lure of argent energy and the promise of unyielding union with Hell. Diagornak previously served the King of Argent Denur as a sentinel. Hold on, give me a second here. I gotta figure out what's making it blur out all the time. If anyone has any tips on that, let me know. Anyway, where was I? Employees of the moral conscious alerting the sacrifice of Earth in exchange for the Diagornak previously served the King of Argent Denur as a sentinel priest, guiding the Argenta's spiritual growth as a hallowed figure. After the betrayal, he abandoned his home world, working on behalf of Khan Maker and personally overseeing the transformation of viable planets. Ronak has constructed a veritable fortress in the polar caps to protect him during his dark work. Doom Hunter. Once a race of beast-like hunters, the Doom Hunter creature was known to Sentinel warriors in ages past as lethal stalkers of the Metal Age. Extracted from the frozen depths of the polar tundra, the Doom Hunter belongs to an ancient race uncovered during the cultist excavation in the remote Arctic. Preserved below the frozen ice for millions of years, the unearthed remains of the creature were deemed suitable for reconstruction, becoming the subject of cultist regenerative bioexperimentation within the remote cultist citadel. A high-tech ritual altar which towers over the Gulthian ruins. The Doom Hunter was ceremoniously and systematically resurrected and built. While the majority of its components are now cybernetic and retains a high degree of mental facility, a sentinel brutal hunting instinct augmented with the armaments of a tank division. We don't have any of these. These are just weapon stuff. Tutorials. Alright, we don't need to read up on that. Alright, cool. All caught up on the lore. Make my way back. Uh-oh. Hold on. Oh no. It actually just froze. What's happening? There we go. Man, why is it so bad? I don't understand. Let's try that. Still a little bit, yeah, it's still, like, it's freaking out on me. It seems to be working now. There we go. Woo! Super Gore Nest. With the elimination of Diagonak, only one hell priest remains. As you prepare for the final encounter with the remaining priests, your plans are interrupted by the Conmaker in an attempt to ensure the consumption of Earth. She has hidden the priests and accelerated Hell's invasion of the planet. The increased number of the demons overflowing from the Super Gore Nest threatens to overtake Earth. Gain access to the nest and destroy it before it's too late.
Please remain calm. You may notice a slight change in the environment. Fear not. It's all part of the plan.
The Super Gore Nest location is nearby. This is the site where the invasion began, the oldest and most corrupted location on the planet. The Ark fought hard, but they were eventually driven out by the demons.
Oh, that's a long charge up. Uh-oh. What? Got some mecha, we got some tentacles. Fun times all around. Oh. Yeah. Ah. There we go. Yeah. Hmm. Looks like I can come back here. Alright. Yep, buddy. A blue key, huh? Alrighty. Where to go? Where's the progress? I can't go this way. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, I can. There we go. That's what I was missing.
My brothers and sisters, let's help to make our friends transition into their new world of
can't reset? Oh man. Why? Oh. Yep. Ah, that opened up this. Gimme, gimme. I see. Yellow key. Alright. There's the yellow key right there, huh? Okay. Ah, timing. There we go. See, buff totem. Increases speed and damage of nearby demons. Buff demons will endlessly spawn until a buff totem is destroyed. Okay. Oh god. Oh boy. Please give. Ah. Damn it.
turn. Refer to them as mortally challenged.
Uh, ow. Key, yellow key. Oh boy.
Earth is the melting pot of the universe.
There we go. Get another one of these, even though I can only have the 3 that I have. Checkpoint reach.
passage. Find them.
Alrighty.
Sometimes evolution just needs a little push. And here at the UAC, we push hard.
Alright, let's go. Alrighty. Give me that ammo. Yeah, buddy. Woo!
This is the heart of the nest. It has taken root in this
God.
facility's main power generator. Reactivating the generator will destroy the nest.
What is that? More lore. It's a go Gatling gun. Yep. Woo. The rat suit protects the player from toxic slime and toxic water. A new gimmick has been added. Alrighty. Yeah, buddy. I go? Let's see. I got it open. And up. There we go.
Don't be afraid. Once your soul has been consumed,
Ah. Oh. Let's try that again. Oh, the Lord kills take so long. Fuck. Hey. Magnifico. Alright. Man, there's a lot going on in this level. Aha. Yeah. Give me that revenant. Woo. What is this? Oh. Thanks.
You now have
Alrighty.
access to the heart chamber.
Gimme, gimme, gimme. Ah. Yeah. What's this? Can't access. Damn it.
The generator is in a dormant state. 2 nearby control terminals will need to be manually activated to restore full power. Unlocking the left terminal room now.
Alright, to the left, I guess. Power output. %
of power has been restored. The second control terminal still requires activation to destroy the nest. I'm unable to open the door to the second terminal at this time. You'll need to find an alternate route.
Ask not what we can do for you. Ask what we can do for us. Do not run from our mortally challenged guest. Be a good host to our new friends.
Yeah, but oh. Hello. Did that also open this? Surely did. See what the chain gun has. Mobile turret. An energy shield. Oh. Well, you know, there's really one option here. I see one option. More gun, please. get up. Hello? Let's see. Oh, I see. Up. Ooh. Give me that upgrade, mister. Timing. Yeah. Did it. Oh no. Didn't do it. Oh wow. Good. There we go.
The UAC. Your blood sacrifice today makes for a better tomorrow.
Yeah, buddy. Upgrades. Oh. There's blue key.
See new sights, make new friends, soar to new heights. Join the official Mortally Challenged Visitor Welcoming Committee.
Nah, I'm good. Eh. There we go. Please open. I'm guessing down this way. Cool. Proceed with your offering, good sir. Yeah, buddy, Dookie. And Obama. A secret beneath or a secret above? Well, it shows beneath. Not sure. Oh god. See that? Yeah. Hey, Daisy. Yeah. I did it. Ooh. Key number blue. Key number red.
The hellified barrier has opened. This air shaft will provide access to the generator's control terminal.
Alrighty. Whoop. There we go. Shit locked. Here we go. I will clean up next off screen, obviously.
The generator is now at full power. You can now use the main console to destroy the heart.
Let's do it. Yeah.
The generator is overloading. I have marked your exit portal.
Warning, main generator overload. I repeat, main generator overload. Please proceed to the nearest emergency exit.
Ah, what is this? Resident Evil? This isn't good.
This facility will self-destruct shortly.
Yeah.
Save your work and walk calmly to the nearest exit.
Oh no. I'm running out of time. Ah. Whew. That was a close one. I was almost a doom sandwich. Goop explosion. Yay. Alrighty. That'll be it for this one. If you enjoyed it, then please feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, make sure to check out those links in the description. One will head over to my Discord server, the other to my Patreon page. Any donations are greatly appreciated, and until next time, everyone, bye-bye.